Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rigel, and in this corner of the internet, I make design and lifestyle related videos. If any of those topics interest you, consider subscribing and hit that bell for notifications. Also, if you end up liking this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed it and to show your support. So, today, we're finally doing another redesign video. I know, it's been quite a while since we actually did a redesign video together, and I miss it. I missed us, just hanging out, being able to, do this fun redesign of popular logos or a popular brand challenge. So, we're going to be doing this again today. I know the last time we did this, I believe it was the Starbucks holiday cups from last year. So, it's been quite a while. So, what is going to be the popular logo, popular brand, that I am deciding to redesign today? Judging by this title, we are going to be redesigning the Dippin Dots logo. If you haven't figured out already, ice cream is actually my favorite dessert of all time, and it just makes perfect sense for me to just try and redesign a popular logo of an ice cream brand. Now, I decided to, revamp my friend Dippin Dots because, first of all, it brings up a lot of nostalgic memory to me. I don't know if it brings up a lot of nostalgia for you too, but if it does, let me know in the comments below and, what your favorite Dippin Dots memory you have. I remember seeing those carts all over the place as a kid over in zoos and the science centers as well as amusement parks, and I just remember the first time I had my Dippin Dots out with my family. It looked so different and so strange, but in such a cool way that I don't know, I think they called it the astronauts ice cream. Do you guys remember that? Because it's I believe they freeze dry it with nitrogen, and so it looks like those dots, those little dots, and so them being so different and original and just tasting all the flavors to melt in your mouth to actually taste like the ice cream. As a child, it was so mind-boggling, and so I decided, not only for nostalgic reasons, but because Dippin Dots is so different and original, I wanted to go ahead and redesign that one in comparison to the other logo brands of, ice creameries that we already know and love today. Lastly, what I also like about the Dippin Dots logo is that I went back to look at their website just to make sure, before I decided on this, that there was a lot to play with, and man, looking at the Dippin Dots logo, it really looks like it's stuck in the time capsule of my early 2000s kids' childhood memories, because it does not look like it got revamped or changed since then. It still pretty much looks like, within the time of, the early 2000s. So I feel like being able to just revamp this, bring it up to the modern 2020s, this is going to be playing in the sandbox. Seriously, it's free range, and I am hyped for this, so I'm sure you want to start redesigning this logo with me now. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to start right now. Let's go. Dippin Dots was founded in 1988 by Kurt Jones, a microbiologist. He used his knowledge of cryogenic technology to create the beloved ice cream by flash freezing the ice cream mix in liquid nitrogen, introducing the unique beaded ice cream we're all familiar with. At first, Dippin Dots was found around parts of the US in theme and amusement parks, as well as fairs, festivals, and retail locations, but by 1995, Dippin Dots' popularity extended to a global audience and is now available in 14 countries. Then, in 2012, Dippin Dots was purchased by Fisher Enterprises, expanding it to other outlets such as e-commerce and locations such as the drug and convenience store channels. Doc Popcorn, which sells popcorn, was also established. Today, Dippin Dots can be found in 100 shopping centers and retail locations, and over 1,000 theme parks, stadiums, arenas, movie theaters, and other entertainment venues across the country. Okay, so let's talk about the Dippin Dots logo. So this is the main logo that they have. They also have alternate logos, like this one, as you can see, and also I believe this one is another alternate logo that they have. But this one is their primary logo that they use for most of their products. So as you can see, they have a serif font for Dippin Dots, very playful, and everything is lowercase. Now the logo is in this dark teal color and has an outer line around the main Dippin Dots wording, and I believe a lighter blue color. Then the ice cream part they have in the logo. This kind of varies. In some of the Dippin Dots logo they have it, and some of them they also don't, but in this one they do, and it's in all caps. And then with the Dippin Dots logo there is that orange ice cream dot behind the wording. Now if we look closely into this logo, it does have that a little bit of 2000s feel to it, because Dippin Dots is kind of beveled and almost 3D looking, which isn't exactly up to date with the current trends. They do have ice cream, more 2D and simplified and flattened, but you don't really see that too much because Dippin Dots is so large. In the alternate logo, they have about the same color, but it is a darker teal and it is beveled or embossed a lot more than the previous one that we saw. And then we have the 3D looking ice cream dots behind it, which is in the pink, the yellow, and the orange. So, you know, lots of colors going on. And then when we look at the other alternate logo, there's a whole row of the dots ice cream almost into a complete circle, and then we still have that dark teal color for Dippin Dots all in lowercase, and it is this time actually it's not in that 3D beveled look, which is a little surprising because you'd think they'd have that for continuity, but they don't. The orange dot in the main logo is also kind of having that 3D effect because it does have that gradient starting from the top right. I mean, there's a lot to work with here in this logo to, you know, update it, revamp, make it look like with the times while still having the essence of what Dippin Dots is. Now, what I like about this logo is that the font choice for this actually is really on brand with the essence of Dippin Dots. So I think I want to kind of find a typeface that kind of has that same feel and look, but not entirely replicating the one that we have here. I also like the little Dippin Dots ice cream that they do have with the logo, so I also want to keep that, but I don't want it looking, you know, 3D, and that's just not my design style. Plus, it's, as I said earlier, it's not with how the modern and current design trends are. I don't really like the outer lighter blue line that goes around Dippin Dots, so I'm thinking of taking that out. And as for the ice cream section, I think I can use that as like a variance for the logos, you know, one with and one without. I do kind of like that they are playing with all caps, having it for the ice cream section, but then have everything lowercase for main Dippin Dots. So maybe I'll keep that. We'll see. And then in terms of color, I think it works. Like, I don't have any complaints for Dippin Dots. I am kind of curious to see, playing with the other colors in the alternate logos that they have, maybe I can incorporate it into the one that I'm going to work on. In the alternate logos that they have, I just think those 3 dots of the pink, the yellow, and the orange is a little too busy. Maybe I can make that a little different in my sketches so it's not as busy. And then in the last one, I don't know, it's just a little too much. There's too much going on, really. I guess the only thing I really like is the font used and how Dippin Dots is more straight across instead of being slightly slanted or curved. But I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so after looking over and critiquing the Dippin Dots logo, I went onto Pinterest just to find some inspiration and just, you know, generate some ideas in my head of how I want the new Dippin Dots logo to look like. One trend that I really noticed in ice cream brands is that they actually like using the art design a lot, so I might incorporate that into my sketches later on. now it's time to sketch the designs. So, as usual, I put down some words on my sketchbook that kind of helps me with the direction of how I want the Dippin Dots logo rebrand to look like. I put down fun, playful, contemporary, youthful, quirky, as well as crisp, clean, simple, bold, and vibrant. I still want to keep that fun and playful look that Dippin Dots has, especially since their target audience is more towards the youth, as well as I believe some of the young adult target audience is still in there. But I put the question mark next to youthful just because I don't know if I want to make it too youthful. No, like not like children's youthful or early teens, like preteens youthful. I think I still want a slight matureness to the logo while having still that quirky, fun, and playful aspect to it. Of course, I put contemporary just so it kind of is updated with the times, and including the bold, vibrant nature of it, just to have it colorful and still keeping the simple and clean and crisp elements that goes along with my design style and keeping it contemporary. Okay, so the biggest idea that I had was actually having one D for Dippin Dots and having the rest of the word together. So as you can see here, I'm having a lot of alternates of it, just explaining what I said earlier if it doesn't make any sense. I tried an uppercase letter D as well as a lowercase letter D just to see if some variety if I liked one better than the other. I also put some of the circles around for the ice cream dots, and I did try the arch design for putting Dippin Dots. And then I also wanted to see some variations of how I can place ice cream underneath Dippin Dots accordingly. Tried maybe making the dots of the eyes circles, like larger circles to match the ice cream. I even tried seeing if I like Dippin Dots within a circle. And then I also thought about, mixing a sans serif font with a script font or keeping with a script font altogether. There were a lot of options for Dippin Dots to choose from. While I was also developing my sketches, the whole contemporary aspect of Dippin Dots, I started to shy away from it just a little bit, just because of how nostalgic Dippin Dots really feels. I still wanted to incorporate that whole modern contemporary feel, but at the same time, thinking about the type of typeface I wanted, I started to think about maybe incorporating a little bit of a retro look to it, which is kind of why I was playing around a little bit with some of the script fonts. I also thought that, script fonts are a lot more playful in comparison to just a serif or sans serif font. At one point, Milo wanted to join in and look at what I was doing, so I had my little helper there, but he kind of got in the way a little too much at one point, so I had to kind of move him away. And then last minute, I also thought of maybe making Dippin Dots diagonally with having ice cream around as the circle for the top and bottom. Okay, now I'm going to leaf through all of my logo sketches and see which one I like the best. We'll start with the first page. Over here first, just so we could go down my whole process. Let's see. I'm thinking because Dippin Dots both start with the letter D, I'm really liking how I'm incorporating a larger D or just like one D to have it connect with both. I tried seeing if I could do it in all caps or all lowercase letters just because Dippin Dots has that. I also tried mixing both uppercase and lowercase. But I think in terms of what I like the most, especially incorporating the little circles for the ice cream to still keep it intact, there's still a lot for me that I want to play with. I don't think I really want to do this curved motion, only because, you know, I feel like maybe that's just been overdone a lot. Sorry, Milo's in the background moving some things around in my room. But I do also like the mix between cursive and sans serif. So I think I'm gonna try that one. I think I also like these two. Not so sure about these three circles. I've kind of tried placing them in a way that it would look all good together. But the only thing is that it almost looks like I've placed these without much thought, so I'm not gonna go with that one. I really also I don't like too much of this, but I do like the consistency of this, so I want to try having a script font with that. I also tried an alternate with having ice cream underneath, so I don't know, maybe I would like this, mixing the cursive script looking font with maybe an uppercase. I don't know about dotting the I's like that, but we'll see, some type of variation for that one. Now on to the back side. As you can see, I started liking what I had going on in the front with the Dippin Dots. I tried doing it with a lowercase Dippin Dots, and I think I like this one better than all of these three, just because, you know, this almost connects as one word and then this is separate, and I don't like that. I also want to try ice cream in this one, the same as I did for over here, having it underneath. I didn't put this in a circle. Maybe I could try that, you know, putting ice cream in a circle as the dot for Dippin Dots, just because I didn't have it in the front here with the uppercase D. And I don't know, this seems cool. It's a little retro almost for some reason. I think it's just the placement of things. I'm trying to put ice more in the center of the circle, so this is like a circle for like the ice cream dots. I don't know if you picked that up, but if I have extra time, like let's say I don't like any of the ones that I just checkmarked to try and incorporate core logos to work onto the computer, I'll go and do this one. So we'll just give that one a question mark. But yeah, I have a lot to work with. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to work with. And you know, I might not do all 7 because that is a lot to have to do for alterations. Most of my 7 kind of seem within the same niche, I guess. So, I mean, even if I did the alterations, it wouldn't take too long, honestly. But I can, you know, maybe mash some ideas together, incorporate other things, and then that'll kind of help us figure out which one is the ice cream logo for Dippin Dots, the new revamp that I'm going to go with to finalize. Okay, let's move to the computer. First thing I did was pull up all of the colors from the Dippin Dots logos, the main logo as well as the alternates, but I didn't get the color of the outer outline of the main logo for Dippin Dots just because I didn't think I needed it. Then it was time to design the Dippin Dots logo. So I'm just writing out Dippin Dots for the main D, and I'm just adjusting the leading to bring it closer together. Next, after that, it was basically an extensive search. I'm trying to find the right typefaces that would match the overall look and feel of Dippin Dots. So I first started to try and look through serif typefaces that matched, and then afterwards I moved on to script typefaces. This surprisingly took more time than I thought it did,
One, because I was having difficulty trying to find the exact one that really captured the way that I wanted Dippin Dots to be conveyed. And also, I had more options than I realized on my whole font library. So after I had all of that, I went back, kind of look over and assess all of the different options of fonts that I gave myself. Then after looking around, it was kind of just a full process of elimination and also testing out the serif fonts, if I liked it all caps or, kept everything else lowercase for the Ippin and the dots. And then I wanted the D to line up with the same height size as Ippin dots. So this is me kind of just assessing if I liked it in all caps or if I just stuck with all lowercase with using an uppercase D. I was still contemplating whether I liked the serif font, so I was just adjusting everything else on the script fonts that I liked. With fixing the height to match each other and, also the leading on every single one. So after looking everything over, I decided the script fonts actually matched more of the look and feel for Dippin Dots. I just thought that the serif fonts looked a little too, serious, I guess, in comparison, and it just didn't match what I was trying to go for. I also got rid of one of the script fonts. Just looking it over, it also didn't seem like it matched that well, plus it didn't look as easy to read in comparison to the other three that I had. So in this one, I'm just testing out how each of the fonts look like, with it having the uppercase D and then the lowercase Ippin and dots, or having the lowercase d with all of the other lowercase Ippin and dots. Just for a side-by-side comparison to see which one was working a lot more. See, I obviously liked all the lowercase, so that's why I kept it. Now, I ended up choosing having everything lowercase. It was hard for me, honestly, to try and figure out whether I liked it or not, just because I wasn't sure if it was easy enough to read in comparison to having an uppercase D with the lowercase other letters. But the original Dippin Dots logo has everything in lowercase, and I feel like Dippin Dots has built its name enough for people to understand if there were an update of the logo they would understand, that 1D essentially is supposed to be Dippin Dots. So that's why I stuck with everything being lowercase. I also picked the first script font because I thought it matched the essence of Dippin Dots the best, and it still kind of harks back to the elements of the original logo design by a smidge, while still being completely different. So that's why I pulled it aside, and now I'm just doing a lot of different logo variations for Dippin Dots. I decided to also choose the original colors of the teal and orange for the logo just because I really like the combination. So I'm testing the placement of the dots. I have the ice cream dot orange here next to the word Dippin Dots. Instead of having it behind on the left side, I just have it on the right side instead. And I decided to put the word ice cream inside of the ice cream dot instead of having it separated on the side. I feel like it just keeps the logo together a lot better. I tried different sans serif fonts just to see which one would be better, and then I also tried incorporating the other logo colors for Dippin Dots, having maybe the dots of the eyes the different color to represent the Dippin Dots ice cream. I don't know, the colors just didn't seem as nice in comparison to just having the two colors of teal and orange. Then I still wasn't fully sold. I mean, I was mostly sold with the full lowercase letters, but I just wanted to see just one more time if it looked better just having the ice cream dot with ice cream in it for the uppercase Dippin Dots. If there was any difference, maybe I would have changed my mind. I just wanted to see because, it doesn't hurt. And then last minute, I did decide to try out that last logo design sketch that I did with making Dippin Dots diagonal with having the word ice cream around it instead. At first logo design I did with a circle behind Dippin Dots, and I lowered the opacity. That was the one that I tried to make it the closest to the original logo, but it kind of just got in the way, I thought. I was trying to read the word. And after all of that, I present to you the Dippin Dots drafts as well as the final logo design. So what do you think of it? I thought it turned out well, but I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section below.
If you like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and just comment down below if there's another popular logo you'd like me to redesign next. Also, if you really like my channel, please support me on Ko-Fi by buying me a coffee. It's a one-time payment and helps me out with this channel as well as my other platforms so I can keep consistently creating creative content for all of you. The link will be in my description box below and I will greatly appreciate it. So, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so we can keep hanging out, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!